It must be tough being a Muslim in Japan. How many times have I heard those words? As if embracing Islam in Japan was destined to be a struggle. But for me, tough was no longer the point. I only wanted to know one thing. What is the truth? To answer that question, I simply kept walking forward. I am not a perfect person, and I did not become a Muslim to seek perfection. Quite the opposite, in fact. I am an outsider. I was not raised within the warm embrace of Islamic culture. Instead, I approached this faith from the outside, striving to understand its essence. For years, across many countries, I walked, learned, searched, and prayed. And finally, I arrived at this unwavering conviction. This world truly has a designer. A beauty and balance too perfect to be accidental. Seasons intertwining like prayers. An order and love as natural as the air we breathe. Everything I saw, heard, and felt with my skin spoke of his existence. Yet I always found myself the only Muslim in Japan. When I entered a mosque in Tokyo, there was always just one Japanese person, me. Everyone was kind to me. I am deeply grateful for that. But I often felt that the solitude of someone raised outside the culture who later found faith was something no one could truly understand. It was like everyone else was speaking the same language, and I was searching for another. Then, one day, I stood in a mosque in Istanbul, thousands of miles away and spanning thousands of years. In that very moment, a thought crossed my mind. Before my eyes were laughing children, grandfathers chatting over tea, tourists, laborers, imams, students. There were all kinds of people, yet none of them seemed like strangers. It was a community that transcended the boundaries of mere religion, an atmosphere like a naturally existing family, not something manufactured by advertising or marketing, but a light deeply rooted there. It was as if an invisible thread connected everyone. Could this be the Ummah? I realized that here, belief existed as a given, and I wondered, will such a warm atmosphere ever emerge in Japan? Tokyo is efficient, quiet, and polite, but moments of heartfelt connection are rare. Everything is orderly, yet somehow solitary. There are smiles, but seldom do I feel a profound depth of emotion behind them. I have friends, but I have yet to meet a Japanese person with whom I feel a soul-level connection. In Japan, I have always been an outlier. But standing in that mosque in Istanbul, I was not alone. Languages and cultures were different. Still, through the single light of faith, I was welcomed into their midst. For the Muslims there, this might be an everyday experience. But for me, it was a profound shock and a deep lesson. This mosque, this entire city, was enveloped in the light of Islam. There might be various problems, of course. Still, this sense of embrace and connection was something I could never experience in Japan. The feeling of being enveloped and connected beyond the unit of a nation. It was as if I was being held in the warm arms of a huge family. How did one man move 1.9 billion people? The answer was not in numbers. There were no phones, no social media, no television. There was no military might. All that existed was prayer, words, and an extraordinary character. That spread across eras, and now the Adhan resounds across continents. Some might say, Muslims are divided now. Some might feel there are too many problems. But please do not forget, despite everything, this global family awakens every morning for Fajr. And despite everything, they pray facing the same Qibla. Isn't that truly amazing? This is not a division, but a miraculous unity. What I saw was not a perfect organization, but what was there was a living faith. Building a mosque in Tokyo. This channel is not just about sharing information. I have a big purpose. It is to build a mosque in Tokyo. This is not just about constructing a building. What we are aiming for is not merely a box as a mosque. A mosque was never just something built by someone else. It was always born in the heart of a community, raised through connection and built by human hands. That's what I saw on the street corners of this town. There is no line between those who build and those who pray. A mosque is not just a building. It's a place swept by someone's hands, stepped into naturally, where someone always welcomes you with a smile. No one is forced, but there is a gravity to it. It pulls you in. It's a place where everyone focuses, like creators. That's when I knew Allah is near here, indeed. Why we must build it ourselves. Let me ask you, did the Prophet Muhammad rush to build his mosque? No, he built it with the people. People say, why not just ask a rich man from the Middle East to fund it? Sure, we could. But then nothing changes. It's not about just building. It's about being involved. It's about reclaiming the culture of prayer with our own hands. If someone else builds it, no culture is born from it. In towns where people truly pray, the air feels softer. I can't build this alone, no matter how much I try, no matter how clear the vision seems in my heart. One voice, no matter how loud, fades into noise. But if even 10 people, just 10 people, resonate with this vision, we can begin something the world has never seen. Because it has never been about crowds. Movements don't start with millions. They start with conviction, planted quietly in the hearts of the few. Think about it. A tree doesn't grow overnight. It begins with a seed buried unseen in darkness. But with care, it pushes upward. And one day, it becomes shade for others. It bears fruit. It gives life. All because someone believed in the seed. This video isn't for observers, not for those who scroll past, not for the curious, not for the comfortable. This is for builders. People who see beyond what is and ask, what could be? For those who believe, even in a whisper, maybe I can be one of them. Maybe I was born for this. If that voice is in you, don't silence it. Water it, feed it, give it light, and then come closer. Because we're building something together, not just a project, not just a mosque, but a bridge, a legacy, a sign that faith still moves hearts and that the next chapter has already begun. What I want to ask you. Now, I have a question for you. When was the moment you strongly felt you were part of the Ummah? Or was there a time when you strongly longed for such a place? Please share your story in the comments. Your words might become a light for someone else. The reason I became a Muslim was also because I witnessed this warm faith. Faith is not about buildings or rules. It is the light that flows between people. People who love others' children as their own. The custom of offering water to strangers. A culture that warmly tells you, you are one of us. To everyone who watched this video, you are surely a part of that light. Whether you are Muslim or not, to you who wish to live sincerely with the truth, I want to reach out. This lamp was lit 1400 years ago, but now it might be lit within you too. Please tell me in the comments, where did you see that light? What moment made you feel, I can believe too? This is not just my story. This is a story for those who want to believe. The breakthrough begins here. I'd love for you to follow this movement and the future of this channel over time. If you'd like, please subscribe to the channel. Let's pass the torch to the next one together.